Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Andy Overman, who set up his own estate agency 8 months ago, and he is absolutely flying. Andy, what do you put it down to? The fact is that you've only been going 8 months, but you're literally flying, and you were flying almost from day one. Talk to me.
Community, video. So at location, we listen to the needs of our community and act upon them. And I think that's really important. So, example, our local garden centre over Christmas, remember the floods that we had, became flooded. And straight on camera, appealing to the Facebook audience, can we get volunteers down there? They were under 12, 18 inches of water at the time. And within 30 minutes, we had probably 30 to 40 volunteers down to the garden centre clearing it out.
Okay.
So community is not just preaching to your community or preaching to an audience. You've got to earn the right to be able to do that.
Because you've been doing that for a while, haven't you? Even in your previous employer, you know, you weren't deliberately setting out to set up your own estate agency. You deliberately went out into the community to attract business to your old employer.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you think about it, by actually doing that, and again, it's all about the right intent, which we'll come back to in a second,
Yeah.
that's actually helped you now, hasn't it?
It has.
Because you've got to almost build up the time. You've got to build
It's almost
up
a brand.
Yes.
It's a brand that people identify with.
What, the Andy Overman show? It is the Andy Overman show, isn't it?
No, it's more than that. It's sincerity. It's genuinely caring for the needs of the community.
But you can still be a show and care.
Yes, but you've got to do it from the right place.
Intent. So what is the right intent?
To give selflessly.
What, give without expectation of return?
There is no expectation. The law of reciprocity will ensure that what's due to come back will come back.
Isn't that all fluffy bollocks?
No.
You're telling me that you have to do things without expectation of anything back in return?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're not doing it with the right intent or the right purpose. If you're not doing it with the right intent and purpose, then the right.
I mean, a lot of people out there in estate agency land are thinking that you're going to be talking a load of rubbish.
No, absolutely. So give. Jab, 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 right hook. Gary V.
I mean, you know damn well that I 100% agree with you. That's my mantra.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, every single bloody morning I have a 7:45 mentoring call because people book them in.
Yeah.
I do it without any intention of getting anything back.
How many thousands of hours of free content have you given for estate agents with nothing in return?
Oh, done 1,600 videos, 4 or 5 posts a day.
Why?
I enjoy doing it.
Good karma comes back to you.
Yeah, it does. Most people watching this don't even know how I earn my money.
So if somebody Googled Chris Watkin, what would they find?
Shed loads of content.
One of the most helpful guys in the industry.
But that's the whole purpose, is how do we teach people out there in estate and letting agency land that you have to give without expecting anything in return? How did you learn it?
JFDI. Some brutal calls from yourself and Luke St. Clair in the very early days. You know, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20 and just flipping do it. JFDI.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Rude word. And
just flipping do it.
All right, but the community, what are we talking about here? We're talking about...
So the one thing that bonds every estate agent is community. Yeah, without your community, you've got no audience.
Because if you think about it, 100% of your homeowners live in the town they live in. So you're saying, I mean, you create videos about your town, about living in the town, you interview people.
Yes, because they're part of our community.
But it's nothing to do with selling houses.
It's about welcoming people into that community. What's it like to live in Thetford? What's it like to be a part of the community in Thetford? Okay. How are we going to attract people to the community of Thetford?
But by doing that, because the people in Thetford like to watch stuff about themselves, indirectly, you get business from that because you're talking about the stuff they're interested in.
Yes.
Weird, isn't it?
It was when you introduced the concept 3 or 4 years ago, but not quite so weird now. You know, we've got an established brand. If you look at Certainly part of location when we opened back in November, the first thing we did was reached out to our local community and shot videos for the garden centre, the local Limekiln Cafe, Ashley's dance company who had struggled during the pandemic. Our first thought was, what can we offer to the community? We've got an absolutely rock-star marketing department with all of the editing suite and facilities. Let's get them down there and create some free content for them to repurpose. There's not a single location brand on it. There's no logo. There's no.
But you're still getting business from it.
Yes.
I mean, isn't it interesting that Tony Ruby, who is almost, you are a mirror image of him, he's been doing videos for years, and he goes and interviews shopkeepers and things. Yet he started his agency 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he must be one of the biggest, looking at his listings, he must be one of the busiest estate agents. I mean, being called out to so many valuations in the first month is unbelievable.
It's testimony to the fact that he's put himself out there for the community that he serves, and now he's reaping what he sows.
So therefore, are you saying to the people out there in boys and girls in estate agency land that if you are going to set up your own estate agency, start creating the videos now to build up a personal brand with the right intent?
Yes.
For when you do go in 2-3 years' time, you can hit the ground running.
Absolutely. Anything
Anything else you want to add to this?
Do it from a sense of purpose with the right intent. Has to be with the right intent. That's above and beyond everything else.
If agents want to pick up the phone to you and pick their brains up about this, are you happy for them to talk to you?
07538 233 153.
There you go, you heard it here. Thank you for your time today, Andy. You've been truly exceptional and a man I look up to as someone who's a fantastic estate agent. So well done, mate. Keep on the journey. You'll love it.
Thank you.